Hey guys, today on JD Cars, we're going to be replacing the interior door handles on my BMW F30 with an improved, higher quality set from KiesMotorsports. So I own a little bit older F30 here. It's a 2012, which is the first year they started making this car, and it only has about 86,000 miles on it, but it does still see quite a bit of use. And if you have a BMW F30 with a lot of use on it, you're likely familiar with the very common problem of the interior door handles deteriorating. Now, my driver's door here is a perfect example of this. You can see the interior door handle is just gross. It's really sticky, soft, and it just peels right off. You can actually see on my carbon fiber trim right here, it's actually starting to transfer over onto this trim piece here. It literally just comes right off. It's gross stuff, especially when it's hot out in the summer. It peels right off and it's pretty gross. Do want to appreciate how beautiful the fall foliage is right now. Love this time of year. But let's head over to the workbench, see what Bryan sent us. Fresh in from KiesMotorsports, of course. Let's see what we got here. Very well packaged, as always. In addition to the bubble wrap here, all the door handles are individually packaged to ensure that none of them get scuffed up during transit. Got ourselves a sweet little KiesMotorsports decal here. Just pulling one out of the box here and feeling it, these door handles feel really nice. I don't know quite how to describe it or how they achieve this exactly, but it has a really nice soft touch to it. It doesn't feel cheap whatsoever. I'm excited to see what it feels like on the car itself. But other than the feel itself, it appears that this has very nice construction. As you can see, all the structural reinforcement as it should have. Really strong and sturdy. And yeah, these should be some good door handles. Also included with each door handle are 4 T20 screws. These will be used to secure each door handle instead of the melted plastic method that BMW uses from the factory. We'll start off by demonstrating the process on the driver's side door here, because the window control switches here do slightly complicate replacing this one handle here. The rest of the door handles, it really isn't much of an issue. So we're gonna start off by popping off the door handle trim here. You can just use a plastic trim tool to do so. So as you can see here, the inside of this trim piece has a bunch of these clips here, these plastic little clips that correspond with these metal clips on the actual door handle itself. We're gonna need to pull these off, and honestly it's a lot easier to do so now when the door handle is mounted to the door. So let's pull these off now before we remove the door handle. We'll now be using a T20 Torx bit to remove one screw down at the bottom here and one up at the top. Now you'll notice that the door handle is still affixed to the door here, of course. We're gonna have to pop off the door panel, and the best way to do this is just using a plastic trim tool. And you can come down around to this corner here. You can kind of just get your fingers under there and it should pop right off. Do be careful up in this top left corner here. You don't want to break the lock indicator here. All right, once you've popped off all the clips, and then lift this straight up. Coming behind the door panel here, we're gonna release the door handle cable. Just pull down right here, and you can release that just like so. And we have some wires to disconnect up here. I'm currently holding the door panel up as not to damage anything. We're gonna disconnect this wire right here, going to the ambient light at the top, as well as the courtesy light down here. And you can also pop the wires out of these little retaining clips right here to give yourself some more working slack. Now to release our switch panel here, you'll need to stick a very small flathead screwdriver through this hole and put it ever so slightly upwards towards the top of the door panel in this direction, like so, and kind of leverage it like this. And at the same time, stick your finger in here and press upwards on the little switch panel, and that should pop it right up out of place like so, without wedging anything in between this plastic edge and the leather, which could cause damage. So we can just pull it right out. Make sure our door handle doesn't get in the way. You can press down on this little safety release here, disconnect that, and then we have this out of the way, and that will allow us to pull out the wiring harness the switch panel and completely remove the door panel from the car. Now, in case you're confused about what I did here with the switch panel, essentially what I did was I reached in there and I depressed this little pressure clip here with my flathead screwdriver, and that allowed me to pop this up out of the door panel and remove it. So I like to have the door panel laid down, obviously on a non-harmful surface here, for the next step of drilling out these little melted on plastic pieces. So as you can see, right here and right here is actually what secures the door handle, as well as two more of these little melted rivet style type things. I don't know exactly what to call it, and my camera's not picking up on it, but directly through these two holes here are two more of these little melted plastic pieces, and that's exactly why we had to remove the window switch. Luckily, we only have to do that on the driver's door here. So to remove those, we're gonna be using a drill and drill bit. I'm just gonna be using a 1/4-inch drill bit here, whatever fits nicely into here, but usually they'll just break off. So let's see what happens here. I actually just found it's a lot less messy if you switch out to 5/16 here. This works really well because if it does the same thing here, it should just break that plastic piece right off. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So that will now allow us to pull the door handle out. I am gonna do these two off camera just because you can't really see them anyways. Those pieces drilled out, we should now be able to just pull the door handle right out, like so. All right, so as you can see here, old door handle on the left, new door handle on the right. The difference is just night and day. Look at the old door handle. Just gross. Absolutely gross. Huge chunk missing right here. A whole sliver just fell right off when I took the door handle off. And it's just gross. Can't wait to put these new ones in. So basically, the only real major difference here between the door handles, other than, you know, the nice feel of it, we won't be using BMW's method of melting plastic. We just have these receptacles here for our 4 T20 Torx screws. So basically we're just gonna take the new door handle, pop it right into place, and then where we drilled out those plastic pieces, we're gonna be installing these T20 Torx screws. And yeah, it's really as easy as that to replace this inner door handle here. It does seem kind of annoying that you have to remove the door panel, but it really isn't that time consuming or difficult to do. All we need to do now is reattach this cable, plug in our courtesy light, plug in the ambient light up top, and just pop this into place. Do be careful when guiding your lock indicator back through the door here. We're just gonna drop this panel over the top and then firmly press it into place to secure all these clips in the door. So as I said earlier, we have to reinstall these 5 clips right along the door handle here. The one different looking one that's an L shape goes on the bottom, and it's a little bit more difficult to install. You're gonna need a pair of needle nose pliers. I know I didn't do a great job of showing you there, but basically you have to slide it on from the back, so it's kind of tricky to do, but needle nose pliers is the best way to do it. And then the 4 remaining clips are very straightforward. However, it is crucial for me to note that the orientation of these clips is important. You need to make sure that the open part that's going to receive the trim piece is up towards the top of the handle. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So as you can see, all of these clips are facing so that the receiving part is on top, right there. So the trim is going to slide into place there. If that's on the bottom, it's not going to line up properly and your trim piece won't go on properly. So make sure to have these in the correct orientation. So once we have those clips reinstalled, we can then finally reinstall our door handle trim. And yeah, there we are. Oh wow, that's really nice. So much cleaner. Totally improves the feel of the handle here. That's great. I'm quickly gonna go around and do the 3 remaining handles. The process is identical for the rest of the car, and keep in mind you aren't gonna have to deal with the window switches for the 3 other doors. So I'm gonna do that off camera and I'll check in with you guys when I'm done. Also, do remember to install our 2 T20 screws back into the door handle, one down here and one at the top. All right guys, all done with all 4 door handles. All in all, I think it took me, I don't know, I didn't look at the clock, but probably about an hour and a half 2 hours. And keep in mind, I did have to film the process. But yeah, I'm really stoked with how these turned out. They're really nice, very clean, soft touch to them. Obviously, they don't look any different from the OEM ones, but yeah, overall, really happy with this. It may not seem like the most exciting modification or upgrade, but this is something you're touching every day when you use your car. So if it's really sticky and gross, it's gonna make things pretty unpleasant. So if in the likely case your interior door handles are beginning to deteriorate, I would highly recommend picking up a set of these KiesMotorsports replacement F30 inner door handles. The installation was very straightforward, not terribly difficult, and not very time consuming. So as always, I'd like to pay a huge thank you to Bryan from KiesMotorsports for making this video possible. Bryan offers one of the best, if not the best, selection of BMW F30 parts, and he also has a number of very helpful F30 YouTube videos. So be sure to go check out KiesMotorsports in the description below. Please smash that like button, leave any comments, questions, or suggestions in the comments, and please subscribe for more BMW content if you've yet to do so. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time on JD Cars.